Yeah, okay, we're live. Hey everyone. Wow, I'm super excited that so many showed up. Yeah, it's gonna be 1 hour of speakers and we're gonna cover a lot of interesting topics. I think we're gonna give like 1 or 2 minutes for people to join and catch up. While we wait, we have a chat. And hey, we're all speakers. I'm Max, by the way. Drop in the chat like, do you have an agent today? What's your current speaker fee? And what's your biggest goal when it comes to speaking in 2026? Hey guys, let's use the chat and get to know each other a bit. Oh my god, I'm so excited about today. It's gonna be so much fun. All right, let's see here. And it's really awesome that you could make time now in the evening. It's 7 o'clock here, Central European time. We have a lot of people coming from UK, 6 o'clock. And we've been working the Christmas to prepare this webinar. We're going to share a lot of like how to do this, how to do that in order to get more gigs. So yeah, super, super excited. Right, let's see here. I'm going to travel cost as a fee. Okay, can you say your name? Okay, hopefully after this talk, you will also get a speaker fee. Sometimes it's okay to do a free gig, but usually in the beginning. Hopefully after this 1 hour, you'll be able to get the fee. Okay, who else do you have? Karin. Hey, Karin, so good to see you. We've been spending a lot of time one-on-one. This is really, really good to see you here. Amazing. Hey, Ahmad, really nice to see you. Okay, we're gonna give 1 more minute. Hey, Stan. Väldigt rart att möta dig. I see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm very excited. Yeah, in Denmark we understand Norwegian. In Norway we understand Danish and vice versa. The Academy. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. All right, we're gonna give 1 more minute and then we are just gonna go straight to it. I know if you've been to other webinars, I've been up to a few, and I'm not the biggest fan of like long intros, fluff. So we're going to go straight to the point. Just going to share what's been working from the last 12 years of my speaking. Yeah, I did just talk in Danish, or at least like, yeah, Sten will probably confirm that it was an attempt of Danish. But yeah, I can speak and understand, speak a bit. Hi, Peter. Really good to see you. Amazing. Sten, you're on. Okay, yeah, super. So, super. Okay, I think we're just gonna go to it. Though people who join later, they will catch up. So, while we go, like, please share. Like, do you have an agent today? Like, what's your current speaker fee, and like, what's the biggest goal you have for 2026? I personally think 2026 will be an amazing year. I'm curious to hear what are your super goals. Okay, I'm on cool. We're today. There's a lot of people from Scandinavia. Karin, she's in Sweden. We also have a lot of people from UK today, which is very exciting. Okay, I'm just gonna start here. So, who is this for? The next hour, it's for speakers who already have experience on stage. You want more consistency in number of gigs, better clients, and higher fees. Today, it's not going to be so much for beginner or hobby speakers. Of course, if you're just starting out, you will get value from today, but we're focusing on people who are already have been a lot on the stage. Today's framework, I'm going to talk about the speaker wheel. What is that? Well, basically, speaking is not just one thing. It's not just going on stage and say. Speaking is a business, and every business needs a good system. So the way we're going to practice down, like how did the speaker wheel originate, and how can we improve every aspect of it. So today we're going to touch about how to create a good presentation and delivery. What do you need to do to be visible? What works? Sales and outreach. I will share the exact same formula I use to reach out to conferences and consistently get gigs. We're going to look at how to work with agents and scale internationally, and then really dig down how you can yourself create proof and assets like speaker wheel, website, etc. So in each section, we will give concrete tips on how you can do this yourself. So after this hour, you will be really well positioned. About me, I've been doing 130 gigs last 12 years, around 250 in speaker fees. And right now I'm on a journey. I'm on a journey on writing this book, the Speaker Playbook. I'm constantly interviewing for my podcast the best speakers and the best agents in Europe. And now I'm starting to see this red thread, and I'm looking at what do the best of the best in the game do. So that's how we kind of made this origin of the speaker wheel. We see that all of these elements need to be in place in order to have a healthy speaking business. Oh, hey, from Ireland, greetings from Denmark. Oh my God, we have so many cool people here. Wow, this is really awesome, really awesome. Jordy, how many are you?
15 right now.
Okay, 15. Awesome. This is so cool. Okay, so let's dive into like what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to talk about position. We're going to talk about like which speaker markets are hot in 2026. How can you fine tune why they should book exactly you, and that you should really focus your messaging on what changes after you've been on stage. Then we're going to look at presentation and delivery, how to choose the right model, how you can implement and which tools in order to engage with the audience, and some tips about storytelling. We're going to dive into visibility, what works and not on LinkedIn, how to automate systems, and what really works. Sales and outreach, I show you some tools on how I find contact information. I show you which prompts I currently use in ChatGPT, and what is my sales routine week to week. We're going to work with agent and scale. How do you find a new agent in your country? How do you work better with your agent if you already have one, or how to find an agent? Then we will break down what goes into a good speaker reel. A lot of speakers have a speaker reel. We're going to deep dive into like if you're making a new one, how you can make it better, media kit, and also like what to focus on in your description. Sounds okay? Yeah, let's roll. Let's roll. This is going to be exciting. So what we see is like we have these five call it pizza charts of foundations, and if one is off, it kind of feels like driving with a punctured tire. You will still get some gigs, you will still have momentum, but you lose out of having that really good tempo as most great speakers have. So positioning. Who pays you? Let's look at the hot speaker market now, and maybe this will give you some ideas about where to expand. Maybe you're speaking in some of them. And let's look at who books speakers that usually can pay 3 or 6K or more for a 30-minute talk. Internal events are still like the biggest category. Typical, like for example, I was just in front of 200 franchise leaders of a big Norwegian speaker chain. They run events every year for their leaders. So still internal events is kind of the one I at least focus a lot on because they're happening every year. They're investing and they have good budgets for speakers. College universities, it's not the biggest market, definitely the most fun one. And here the trick is to target those events that they run 1 or 2 times a year, especially business universities. And they actually have the budget of 2 to 5K per speaker, but you just need to find the right one. Associations, this is one of my favorites. It's also great if you want to travel a lot. Like, for example, I spoke at HSMI. It's like Association for Travel and Tourism. So I spoke in Oslo, and what's cool is that in the audience, it's all their members. So you're speaking in front of not 200 leaders from one company. You're speaking in front of 200 leaders from different companies. So usually when I go off the stage from an association, I already have a few new gigs lined up. And the thing is, like, these associations, they have offices all around Europe. So once you've spoken in one, you can contact their other local offices and be like, hey, I just spoke in Copenhagen or Dublin at this association. Do you want me to come at your place too? The feedback was really good. Government, very pleasant customer. I just spoke at the biggest hospital in Norway. It kind of feel like it's this weird feeling that you're just getting your tax money back earlier. But it's usually very pleasant customers. They still have good budget for good speakers. They need to develop themselves as organizations, and they're usually very, very nice clients. I often see that speakers kind of forget a bit this segment. Nonprofits, usually a bit smaller budget, but you get a great exposure. They usually invite all their donors and members, and if you're really good on stage, you'll probably get more bookings. Breakfast events, one of my new favorites. So imagine like a recruitment company, they have 50 clients and they invite their clients for a breakfast event just to maintain their relationship. For example, I spoke to Farmer Relations in Oslo. They invited all their clients to come and learn more about Gen Z. And boom, I go off stage and I see a message from AstraZeneca. Hey, I saw you on this breakfast event. This is a hot topic for us. Can we discuss a talk internally? So breakfast events is very nice. I'm trying to really sell more of those this year. Another one is webinars. Webinars is my new go-to favorite because I travel a lot and webinars I can do from anywhere in the world. And the thing is, by my experience, webinars, they usually pay maybe 20 to 30% less than a conference gig, but you can do it from your home. It's very chill. You make your coffee, you do your talk, and people are like, wow, this was nice. I've done 2 for one Norwegian job portal ad for doctors. I did 1 and they were so happy with it. And then like, hey, can you do it again? I'm like, yeah, sure. First time I did it from their office. Second one, I did it like remote. The audience was in Norway and I was in Barcelona. So webinars, really good one. So that's like where we see a lot of speaking bookings is happening this year. Why you? It's very high competition. And a thing you can reflect on after this hour is like, why are you unique? And the most important, are you communicating this clearly? Does a conference, if you are very energetic and funny on stage, and you speak, for example, of leadership, do you communicate this, or do you just say the same thing as all the other speakers that, hey, I speak about leadership? So think about it. Look at your assets. Are you communicating clearly? And why you are unique in your subject. Also, switch focus instead of like what's inside your talk to what changed after your talk. For example, like if your marketing assets pitch and your messaging is focusing on return on investment, or are you just like, hey, I want to share my story? I've been working with some really great speakers who are charging 7,000-8,000 euros for a talk. And the first thing we did was their whole website and messaging, because the more you charge and the better you are, the more and more you go into this, I want to share my story and I want to talk about me. But if you focus on return on investment, you are really landing well with the audience. Let me just check the chat. Hey, Thomas. Hey, Thomas. So cool to have you here. Thomas, a great friend. I just saw you're getting kids soon. Amazing. Congratulations. And Thomas, I see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Awesome. This is cool. Thomas, welcome. So look, people don't book your story. The book change where they calculate ROI, right? So that's from the positioning aspect. For example, when I talk to leaders, I say, hey, if you book me, you will recruit the best people, you will reduce turnover, and you will remove frictions across generations. So I don't talk so much about like what I'm actually going to say in the talk. I talk more about what is the ROI. Let's first dive into the presentation delivery. First, I speak to some speakers, and every time they make a new keynote, they make new slides. I really strongly recommend to not do that. It's much better to have what we call a hero talk. A hero talk is a 20-minute talk that you can easily adjust to 30 or 45 minutes. And it's a signature talk you can give again and again. And I will emphasize for years. I know some of the best speakers, they've been doing the same keynote for 20 years. And they are the ones who are making the most money. Usually we break it down into like 20 minutes is you speaking. It's you speaking, sharing examples, stories, case studies. It's your voice. Then if you are asked to do 30 minutes, you expand with, for example, interaction with the audience. So be like, hey, okay, now talk to the person sitting next to you about what's the biggest challenge we have with Gen Z. And I say like, you have 2 minutes and we use 1 minute to just go through the answers. Or a company says like, hey, we want 35 minutes or 40. Then you can add some digital tools. We're going to show exactly what tools. Thomas, you know which one I'm going to show. We both use the same to use in your presentation. Then one good advice is like, I've been on many conferences, over 140. I always look at the other speakers, analyze, and what I see, a lot of speakers, they still, after many years, they miss a very clear structure. And there's 5 structures that work very well that the best speakers use. One is the 7 trend setup. So for example, like this is one I switched to recently and it's been working very well. For example, like 7 trends in leading recruiting Gen Z. It works because it's fast-paced, easy to follow. It's very easy to expand, make shorter, and it makes people always like, they know where they are in the journey. Before I used a lot this, and it's still very good, 3-chapter narrative. Like for example, like intro, then I spoke about millennials, then I spoke about Gen Z. So I just moved from this, after doing that for almost 10 years, to now the 7 trends. This works because it's very story-driven and it's easy to expand into talks and longer talks and workshops. Then we have the problem, mistake, solution setup. It feels like a TED, appeals to logic, emotions, like, like, so this is the problem right now. This is the mistakes your company is making, and this is the solutions you can implement to solve this challenge. Again, most businesses hire us to solve a challenge. Before and after, hey, this is how we used to lead people before. Now with the new generation coming in, this is how, we went from micromanaging to mentoring. Before and after, very nice setup. If you're a coach, you can use like the action formula. It's like highly actionable, lends itself to handouts. It's very easy to transform this into frameworks or books. So if you own a recipe, like for example, how to set, like Thomas who just joined, he was the youngest Norwegian to climb all the 7 heights, like Mount Everest, K2. He has like, a really good framework of how to set goals and achieve them. The action formula works really, really well. So this is like the five structures that works well. So think about your slides. Do you have a very clear structure that is very easy for the audience to follow? And why do we want to do the same talk over and over again? Well, here's an example. I was in London 2 years ago with my family, and we watched Phantom of the Opera. And I was like, this is amazing. So if I go back and I bring another friend and I say like, hey, we need to watch the Phantom of the Opera, I expect exactly the same songs, the same actors, the same setup, bit by bit, second by second. And I know what I'm going to get. And the same, when you start to have a hero talk that's very good, that's what people say. Hey, I want you to say exactly what you said here, just in our company. And then the words really start to spread. Okay, then clear promise and outcomes. When I open up my talk, what's working really well is I look at the audience, maybe like 100 leaders or 200 leaders or 10. I usually start with, hey, I'm so excited to be here. I've been speaking to a few of you, and I see there's a clear challenge that you feel Gen Z is not that engaging at this workplace. So today we're going to talk about 7 things, how you can change that. So I really like to open with the value of my talk. That usually makes people wake up. They understand that I understand their business, and they want to, listen, tune in. Stories are great belief. I'm on Speaker of the Year. I work very closely with him. He is a master storyteller, and we're not going to go too in depth about this, but what we will do is we have a 20-minute masterclass about this. We will send it out to everyone in the email after. I watched this around 6-7 times, and it's completely rewired how I write stories in my presentation. So we will send that out. But the thing is, like, think about last time you spoke. Did you make the audience laugh? Did you make them cry? Did you at some point shock them where people were like, did he just say that? Wow, are we able to do it that way? Or are you able to do all 3? If you didn't do one of these things, if the audience was kind of neutral, you really need to implement more storytelling and really connect with the audience on a more emotional level. The best speakers do it in a great way. Timing, of course, like I've seen some speakers who got booked to 4 gigs from the same company. First time they go over time, second time they go over time, and then they get canceled. So never ever go over time. Audience engagement. This is a new one. And Thomas, I'm just going to drag you in again because me and Thomas were last year in this camp for experienced speakers. And one of the presenters there was our friend, Erik Norman Hansen. He's the Speaker of the Year in Norway. And he showed us a really cool tool that completely changed the way I do presentations. And that tool is, of course, Slido. Slido is an epic tool that you can use to very seamlessly interact with your audience. You have different features here. You have audience Q&A. I use this audience Q&A when I monitor a debate, when I'm an MC. Usually I open up with a word cloud where I ask, hey, people, like, what do you think about Gen Z? What's your honest response? So an quiz I often use too. Then I make like, hey, let's see how good you are in Gen Z slang. So Slido, why I love it. Super easy to use, super easy to set up. It's very easy for the audience. They just go to a link, put in a code, and boom, we are going. I just can't recommend this enough. I know, Thomas, you're very good at using this to collect leads at the end of your talk. Okay, let's move forward. Hey, if you have any questions, just write them down in the chat and we will answer them straight away. Okay, let's move. Let's go. So that's for the presentation. Then visibility, like what works? LinkedIn, how do you create demand? Usually it's through LinkedIn, stages, and referrals, right? So you have a great talk, you get in stages, you get referrals, but LinkedIn is kind of the hot topic. Here we start with signal clarity. If someone goes to your LinkedIn website or sees your email signature, can they in 30 seconds get what challenge you help solve through your talk? Check, just think about it. In your email signature, can someone see in 30 seconds what challenge you solve through your talk? For example, like, and then we look at authority. And is it clear that you're already expert on this field? There's several kind of posts or things you can do to build more authority. For example, like I did this research. Like, okay, I did actually research. I interviewed 125 Gen Z about what they look for in a leader in Scandinavia. So that positioned me of someone who spent the time, did the research, and I know something you don't know. And then you can create a lot of good posts that gives a hint about what you found out in your research. For example, like, hey, I interviewed 20 top CEOs of 20 public trading companies. This is the 5 challenges they face in 2026 when it comes to geopolitics, right? Or I read 50 books about sales and negotiation. This is what I found. So try to position yourself as a real authority. Borrow credibility. This is a very powerful one. If you can introduce somebody that has a lot of credibility and be like, hey, I just spoke to the VP of McKinsey in UK, and this is what he says is the buying trends. If you can borrow some credibility, like once a month, talk to a very credible person and get that interview, that will also give you a lot of like kind of credibility as a speaker. Then it's about consistency. LinkedIn is all about consistency. And I know people think it's like a bit like, oh, I need to record videos, I need to post. But hey, it just, works. It takes some time, but it usually pays off. Sales and outreach, one of the most exciting parts. Hey, I'm going to show you how I actually work week by week to get the gigs through sales and outreach. First, the direct one. This is what most speakers tell me. Every time I interview a speaker in the podcast, I ask, how do you get gigs? How do you work with outreach? And this is what I also do myself. Guys, it's an old email and phone. It's just the one that works the highest right now. This is my weekly sales routine. First, I identify 10 companies or conferences where I believe I can really help. 10 companies or conferences where I think I'm a perfect fit and I really want to go there because I just know the audience will love it and I will help them in a good way. I usually use Google to research conferences, but also the deep search function ChatGPT. I'm curious, have anyone used the deep search function? Yes or no in the chat? Very curious. Usually we get a lot of no's, but like, have you ever used the deep research function in the ChatGPT? Let's see. So the thing about this is like, for example, here I says find 10 HR leadership conferences in Denmark, include phone number, email, date, and name, and boom, LinkedIn spits out like everything: the phone number, the email, when do they have it? It's really just makes my job and my life much easier. Thomas, not yet. Yes, use it to quote often. Emma, yes, okay, really good. Like this prompt, it just works really well. So what I do afterwards is I put it in a CRM. So I just every week, so week 2, this is the now in January, I have like this 10 conferences and I'm just laser focused. I know if it's more, it's hard, I don't have capacity. If it's less, it's too little flow. So here, like, okay, Monday, I added the personal LinkedIn, I sent the email. So I reach out, email LinkedIn. This is how I usually reach out. If something like, hey, Patrick, I try the key here to get high response on emails is to keep it very short, as personal as possible. Again, we're just contacting 10 leads. So for every lead, I think, how can I make this email not look like a mass send out, something that, I'm sending out to everyone. So in this case, I was like, hey, Patrick, and I wrote Tjena in Swedish because they're in Sweden. And it's a big coffee chain. It's like Starbucks in Nordics. Karin, you know about it 100%. So I just held a talk for 200 French leaders, Pizzabaken, about this topic. The feedback was strong. Are you planning bigger leadership gatherings this year? Have you started looking for speakers? So I'm not selling my talk. I just opening up. Hey, are you planning any events? Have you looked for speakers? And then I wrote, by the way, I used to have your coffee subscription here in Norway. I loved it. They discounted it, but short email, very personal. Then Friday, call those who have not replied. Like I just pick up the phone, and it's so easy to do the phone because I'm like, hey, it's Max. I sent you an email. Did you get a chance to look at it? It's so easy, and they either say yes or they say no. Boom. Okay. And in the call, I never sell my talk. I always sell the meeting. I always focus, hey, can we get on a Google Meet, 15 minutes, and see if I can help you this year on your internal events. So I never sell my talk. I don't try to get the booking. I just really see if I can help them and we can get a meeting. To find emails, like if ChatGPT can't find it, I use Apollo plus LinkedIn combo. How does that look like? For example, so when I go to LinkedIn, this is a speaker I work with, really good at Levi. If I want to find his email, I have this yellow thing that pops up here. It's a Chrome plugin from Apollo. And this, when I press here, I can try to either find email. Sometimes it's not available, but 99% of the time it's available. And I can also get like the direct phone number. So I click here, and then boom, it shows me the direct phone number. Super, super useful and saves me a lot of time. Another amazing thing that can work is AimFox plus Apollo plus video plus posting. Let me just quickly break this down to you. So let me explain. Each month I find, share this tab, yeah. So each month I find 700 to 800 leads on Apollo. How do I do it? Let me just show you Apollo. Apollo is basically a big database of companies and people. So in my case, I can, for example, here look for Finland, Denmark, Sweden, United Kingdom, Netherlands. That's markets I want to go in. I have good response on my talk in hospitality, hotels, restaurants. So I go industry, restaurant, hospitality. If you, for example, speak about banking, you can go, like finance institution. It's very easy to find the right industry where you speak at. So here we see we have 1,100 companies. I also like to filter for employees. Usually I go depending on your industry, but they should have at least 100 employees. If not, they usually don't have that big budget for speakers. So then I look at, so now we found the companies, then I look for people. So usually here, job titles, we want to go like HR director. So, okay, we have like 191, and I asked, usually add like CEO. I just add like more and more people so that I reach around 800 people in those companies. Then I simply export all of them. It includes all the LinkedIns, and then the magic happens. I upload them to a tool and I started to use recently, which I love, AimFox. So I upload all these 800 people to AimFox. AimFox is connected to my LinkedIn. So each day it starts to send requests to these 800 people who are decision makers. They can book me. And you see, like just for the last 30 days, I got 100 new connections. I have over 71 messages. I have 60 replies. And a lot of you who joined today, you actually got a message from me. Hey, awesome to connect. We are fellow speakers. That happened automatically through AimFox, which is pretty cool. And once I get a reply, then I jump in and you're talking to Human Max. I'm like, oh, I'm looking at your profile. Hey, I see you speak about this topic. Very cool. But this is just creates a good volume, and I'm just growing and growing my LinkedIn with new followers very, very fast. Cool, right? This is really cool. Yeah, okay. Wow. So this is like, yeah, it's I'm completely in love with this tool. Okay. And always like not salesy long messages. We always just try to get a meeting. Okay, then we look at posting. So because Infox helps you connect with HR and leaders, you should also be consistently posting on LinkedIn. Like the best thing is to post 2 to 4 videos, 2 to 4 articles a month. So you have a variety. And again, focus on giving value and giving tips. So you are like in front of the decision makers. Okay, then we look at booking conversations. Once you get a meeting, one thing I see like that I discuss with all the speakers and my agent is just focus 90% of the time on the meeting about them. So imagine you're meeting a company. Don't focus about you, your background, your talk. Just ask them, hey, what challenges do you face? Why did you decide to meet me? How can I help? Just how can I help you? And sometimes, if you're not the right speaker, you can say like, hey, but I actually know another speaker that I can recommend. That happens to me a lot. Sometimes I know, like, for example, Thomas or Arman or Josh, friends of mine, or speakers. Sometimes I recommend them, but I always have the attitude, how can I help this business in the best way, not being egoistic here. Follow-ups that close. This one is very, very important. Okay. By the way, we have a question here from Stan. Link is quite allergic to power tools. Is it worth the risk? So far, if you have a good profile, you can send 100 LinkedIn requests a week. If you have a very good profile, you can send 200. So far, it's been going really well with AimFox. I know what you're saying, but the way it works is that it's kind of like it sends the connection, and if the person don't agree, it kind of withdraw it. So for now, AimFox has been really like safe for me to use as a power tool. Yes, but good question, Steph. do follow-ups. So you always have to be on top, but not too pushy. After I had a meeting with a conference that considered me, I follow up with an email, a call, asking, hey, how's the session going? And often propose ideas like, hey, if I'm a speaker, maybe we can also run a giveaway. Do you need help monitoring a debate? I'm trying to show that I'm really excited about this. Why? Because they will consider around 6 to 10 speakers for your slot. So you need to stand out. I recently lost a gig because I was too passive. This is what happened. A conference was considering me and another speaker, only us two. And the agent was really like, selling us both. And I knew that the other speaker was a really great speaker, but I knew that in this case, my talk would better fit this audience. I really knew that. But I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And they chose the other speaker. So I called my manager and I was like, hey, a bit sad about this because it was a really good gig. And I asked my manager, like, should I have called the client and done a meeting so they could get to know me face to face? And my manager said, like, yes and no. Yes, because it's you, Max, and you do this 90% listening strategy. But most speakers in those calls, they just jump in and the client gets scared because the speaker is just so desperate and they try to sell yourself. So, but he said, like, yeah, you should have taken the meeting and you would most likely have gotten it. So, boom, being passive cost me, in this case, it was a very high paid gig. It was almost 4,000 euros. It cost me, quite more than I would wish for. Pricing with confidence, like just be looking at European prices. Free ruins the market. It's maybe okay if you go into a new market and you just want to get established there, but free usually ruins it. Most average good speakers in Europe, especially West Europe, 2,000 to 3,000 euros. If you know how to sell yourself good. 3,000 to 5,000, it's usually a celebrity, bestseller, full-time speaker, or you can combine it with a workshop. But the best of the best usually lie on 3,000 euros right now in Europe. Okay, agent and scale. Wow, we're going fast. This is fun. Working with agents. I learned a thing or two about it. In 2023, I won the prize, Rocket of the Year, in Tallinn. It's the same agency that present me and Thomas. We are very happy to be there. And amongst 700 speakers, I was the one that had the highest growth rate. I just did a podcast with my manager, Nils, and we talked about this, what makes speakers stand out in an agency. And Niels here completely changed my life. I'm entering now 2026 with already 20,000 euros plus in secured gigs that are signed, which is an amazing feeling. And what works good? What works good is always being on top, always kind of bringing them business. So if you don't have an agent, the best thing you can do is negotiate a talk yourself. And then go to an agent and say, like, hey, I have this talk, can we negotiate together? Another thing that works really well is around 4 times a year, you should have a sit-down meeting with your agent, but prepare for that meeting. So when I sit down with Nils or one of their teams, I'd be like, hey, in the next 6 months, these 10 conferences, I think I'm a good fit. Can you sell me there? So I'm trying to make them it as easy as possible for them to sell me. If you're approaching an agent, this is a very good framework, because what happens is that most speakers, they go to an agent before they even have good traction, and they say like, oh, I want to be represented, can you sell me? Try this approach, like, hey, I know most speakers usually reach out asking to be put on the list. That's not what I'm doing here. I just got booked to a talk about PayPal. I've been thinking for a while now that it's time to bring on an agent, and this feels like a natural place to start. I'd love for you to handle the final details and take your cut. Low risk, real opportunity, and a chance to work well together. This works good if you don't have an agent, but this works also extremely well when you are scaling to other countries and looking for new agents outside your country. So bringing demand, let's talk about exclusivity or not. I've been in a phase where I had different agents, multiple agents, only one agent. I'm talking to other speakers about it. And what we see works really well usually is in each country, have one agent that you're exclusive with and build a very, very strong business together. So I would definitely recommend to have exclusivity. Either way, always bring them business. And if you bring them business, they will push you. There's many speaker bureaus who get 20 to 15 requests a week, and they say no to 90%, because this is just people who say, hey, I want you to sell me, bring me money. Working with an agent is like building a business together. International expansion. I just talked to Stefan Hitfors, the best speaker in Sweden. He's going now into UK. He's doing the exact same thing. He himself is trying to get some gigs landed. He has a few agencies he's lined out where he thinks is a good fit, and he is just bringing them gigs and being like, "Hey, I'm Stefan. I just got this gig. Can you negotiate for me?" That's the best way to build strong partnerships. Long-term strategy, again, niche down. It's better to be fewer markets. For me, I'm really focusing now on Sweden, Denmark, and Finland. Again, I'm not going all over Europe. I'm focusing on the countries where it's easiest for me to sell my talk. Then the final chapter. Oh, this has been super fun. What do you think so far, guys? Like, how resonates? No, so far so good. Definitely had a lot of coffee today. Proof assets, speaker reel. We've been analyzing over 500 speaker reel and talked like plenty of agents, like what is the best formula to include in your speaker reel. The best length, 1.5 to 2 minutes. You should rarely go above that. And a good speaker reel consists of 5 important blocks. One is the opening hook. This is where you get them like, hey, you create some urgency. You're like, whoa, this is a very hot topic. You really, you hook them to watch the rest of the 1.5 to 2 minutes. Why you? Why are you the person to speak about this topic? The promise of your talk. What can they expect? Like, again, it's so important to have the focus on return of investment. Proof that it works. Hey, I deliver these insights to leadership teams, HR department, organizations across industries. The feedback is consistent. This finally made Gen Z sense and gave us tools we could use immediately. Businesses today are interested in speakers who provide value and advice they can implement very fast. So I really usually, when I write speaker reel manuscripts for other speakers, I usually have this. You can really fastly implement this. Your signature style. Almost every time I include no white slides or boring bullet points. Hey, this is going to be humor. It's going to be memes. We're going to keep the audience entertained. I really want to show them that, hey, this is not going to be a boring, heavy academic talk. This is going to be fun. And if you book me, you're not going to end up with a, sleeping audience. And then just the call to book you. Hey, if your organization is ready to stop guessing and start communicating effectively with Gen Z, let's grab a coffee and talk. Boom. That's the 5 blocks of a good speaker video. Website and one pager. Again, go straight to the point. I've been working with a speaker about sustainability, Sylvia, an amazing speaker. When I made her website, it was just straight to the point. What you get from this talk, what it consists from, who is it perfect for, why Sylvia, like why is she's the right person, testimonials, and then hey, let's talk. I have the same thing for let's see. Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. So it's the same thing for my website. It just this is what I help with. Super clean, super straight to the point. Media kit. 3 things you should really review this year: speaker description, photo, and social media links. The speaker bio, again, look at it. Are you focusing where you went to kindergarten or some boring facts? Remove everything that is about you that's not necessary. And in the speaker bio, give a few hints. What is the focus of the outcome of your talk? Then we have the headshot. Have a good headshot. Well, I'm not using this, but you can use headshot I've been using just me professionally. Big smile. If you can, always people like people who smile and are positive. So here we have for an event, boom, a headshot works well. If you have a picture of you on stage where you can see that you are enthusiastic and you're passionate, also works really well. But have this picture ready, very easy, accessible to the organization who book you. Clear keynote description, focus on value you're providing, and focus on why you. So preferably what you can do is you can go to an agency for example, Tale Listen. Let me show here. So what you can do is go to Tale Listen, translate to English, and this is written with an agent. So just look at how the bio is written. Look at how the talks are written. What is how we focus on the return of investment by booking Max. Okay, we are getting closer. Amazing. We'll share your slides afterwards. Yes, we will. Cool. Thomas, awesome. Yes, thank you. We're trying to provide value here. So this is kind of the 6 really 5 fundamentals and the positioning that successful speakers who get booked over and over again really take care of. And hey, congrats, you're now like ahead because you have last 35 minutes 40 minutes gotten some really like how to on to do all of this. So everything you've seen today, positioning, web design, stage design, outreach, content, systems, you can absolutely do it on your own. And when you do it on your own, the thing is you have two main ways to do so. One, learn everything on your own, figure it out as you go. I've tried that approach for many years. You start learning marketing, graphic design, content creation, video editing. I spent some hours in CapCut, the best sales. But it kind of drains your focus and it robs you time you should be using to sharpen your talk, speaking skills. The one thing that your business nobody can replace. Or you can also go with the second option. The second option is, hire multiple agencies, freelancers, find a graphic designer, find a LinkedIn outreach expert, and try to manage everything yourself. And once it's running, you can finally do what matters. But to get there, you have to hire the right people. And what I've seen here is because speaking is kind of like it's a big industry, but it's not that actually big. There's very few freelancers out there who are really understanding how to make an awesome presentation, which means like you still need to go through quite a few interviews. So neither option actually like frees you from the real world, from content planning, endless design tweaks, learning how to do these automations, etc. So the real question is not if you can do it. The real question is whatever doing it yourself is the best use of your time and money. And I know this because I struggled a lot with this. As a speaker, I went through exactly the same problems. I was trying to do everything myself, watching hours and hours of graphic design courses, hired people who didn't understand the speaking market. So I ended up with not the best speaker videos. And that made me lose time, energy, and momentum, especially my first 8 years as a speaker. And I've been there myself. So out of necessity, I built a third option. This is a solution built by speakers for speakers. It's a team that knows what decision makers, agents, and organizers really look for and understand how speaking gigs are actually sold. That's why I want to be transparent and treat you like, we are all here professional speakers. So if you're serious about selling more gigs, better gigs, and increase your fees by having great presentations and looking as a pro speaker, and you want to go, and your goal is to grow a speaking business as fast as possible, let me show you how we take care of the heavy lifting. Speaking in public. So that's why we're presenting, and drum roll, always really excited about this. The 8-week speaker business transformation bootcamp. This is for existing speakers who want better bookings, better clients, and better fees. This is not like a beginner program, and it's definitely not an online course. Again, we do the heavy lifting. We will fix the whole wheel for you, align the system, and remove the parts that are slowing you down. The goal is simple. In 8 weeks, we transform your entire speaking business so it's positioned for long-term success, consistency, and scale. More stable bookings, better clients, and higher rates. We achieve this it's a very tested 8-week program, and we adapt it to every person. In this 8 weeks, we will create a high-converting speaker website, professional speaker reel, completely redone signature presentation, overhaul your whole LinkedIn, great content and everything, and produce awesome content. After this, you will be fully positioned as a complete professional and public speaker. The way these 8 weeks work is week 1, we look at the winning slide deck. We have a kickoff session all together. It's a live session. Then we look at the speaker reel. Then we look at your marketing. We look at how to work with agents. We have a guest speaker, Nils. We review a talk. We do a storytelling session with Arman. We do LinkedIn visibility, and then we also build the audience interaction tools. Let's look at it in depth. Week 1 is about winning slide deck. So you will get your slides, get a fully professional upgrade. I've just hired a full-time graphic designer, and she is amazing. She is the best graphic designer I ever worked with. My manager, Nils, I called him before Christmas. I was like, hey, Nils, I have a Christmas gift from you. Send me your presentation, and we'll do it. So we did it, and he texted me, wow, this is insanely cool. Can we sit down? Can you offer this to our 500 speakers? She is extremely good. The outcome is a professional, high-impact slide deck that when you go on stage, you will be a rock star. We just did one for Levi. Let me show you just how cool this is. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So Levi speaks about focus. He just came with some very simple slides. Now when he goes on stage, it's very boom, boom, boom. Every slide is very straight to the point. It's just, yeah, it's really, really cool. It just makes you like a rock star on stage. So yeah, we create like really, really awesome presentations in week 1. Week 2, speaker reel, we write the manuscript. You record it yourself, either by you have a videographer you usually use. A lot of our speakers just record it with their phone at home. And so we create a new speaker reel that follows our process. And our editor will cut it and edit it, so it's really nice. Outcome, very high converting speaker reel. For example, like we did one for Frida, very cool speaker, and you would just like boom, really like, and she filmed this with her phone. So I've been like, yeah, again, we've been analyzing a lot of speaker reels, and this way we created it just really like makes the decision makers have a look and really follow attention. Week 3, speaker landing page built for you. Again, like we build a landing page that focus on the ROI and really answer the questions those who are booking speakers are looking for. Outcome, a really nice landing page that clearly communicates your value. Week 4, how to work with skilled agent. Niels comes, it's a live session. We all ask him questions. He will also look at your topic and see if you can tweak something to get more gigs. Very valuable session. We've been doing this a lot of time. It's really cool. You really understand how you can better work with your agent. Week 5, we review and perform your talk. So what happens here is that you record your whole 20-minute talk or 30-minute talk. I will sit down, make a coffee, review the detail. Then me and you will sit down and we break it down together. How, where, and what can we improve? This is a very powerful session. Outcome, stronger, more confident talk that lands better on stage. I've been doing this in Norway through my agency Tallisten. I showed up. I think the session cost around 500-600 euros. And I just got like the same talk I've been doing for 6 years. Just that session really made me up my level. Week 6, storytelling that moves people. This is also a new one. So this is new for me to use more stories that are really connecting on emotions. Guest speaker Arman, he will tell how to craft these stories. It's a very powerful session we're going to have together. Outcome, a talk people remember and talk about after the event. So yeah, this is a really one. So week 7 is about LinkedIn visibility. Here we write 4 video manuscripts. You record videos. Our editor polish them. We write 4 high-quality LinkedIn posts. We set up a safe automated LinkedIn outreach system that I just showed you. We find 400 leads, and we get that momentum. So this, you will get new meetings generated to discuss gigs with decision makers. Last week, audience interaction rebooking. We've seen how important it is to interact with the audience. And in this, we're going to design and customize a Slido setup so that when you go on stage, you can run Slido. It's built specifically for your talk and your audience, and we will set up the whole thing. It's a really, really powerful session. Higher engagement and better rebooking conversations. The result, professionally designed slide deck, epic speaker reel, high converting landing page, sharper delivery and storytelling. Your LinkedIn is going to be epic, better engagement audience, so better bookings, better clients, and better fees. Again, this is not a course. I hired a world-class team that actually executes. We've been doing this quite a few times. Cohort 2, cohort 3, cohort 4, cohort 5. We've done 6, 7. This is going to be the 8th cohort. I've been really happy to work with some amazing speakers. We only have received fantastic reviews so far. We will send the slides. I'm not going to go in depth, but because that would take the whole evening. But we have really received really amazing reviews so far. The investment, this is a complete rebuild of your speaking business, not a course. It includes everything we just talked, the live group sessions, the whole LinkedIn overhaul, slide deck, everything. All of this, if you were to hire this individually, we try to do the cost breakdown. And yeah, I know speakers who paid almost like 2,000 with a graphic designer just to get the slide deck. So we try to calculate like what would this cost if you do this independently. And it's very hard to find, again, freelancers who know the speaking industry. But the price for this full 8-week experience, where we get to know each other, we work in a group, my team is doing the heavy lifting, is just 2,500 euros. Yeah, it's quite crazy, but it's a lot of value packed into those. Next cohort starts 21st of January. We're kicking off 7 o'clock Central European time. It's going to be super exciting. So today offering is new presentation, website, reel, masterclass in storytelling, masterclass work with agents, the networking, you get to meet other speakers. We do the whole LinkedIn revamp, Slido technical setup, and much more is 2,500. We have another offering too, like if you want to go a bit like smaller, you get to know us more. We also have this LinkedIn outreach test package. This is like also super high value. We do 400 leads. We set up the automation. We redo your LinkedIn banner and profile photo. I know people paid more than 300 just for that. We write 2 short LinkedIn videos and manuscripts, record it, and and give you some really cool content to post. So yeah, choose the one that feels right for you. We are basically here to help, and I've been really enjoying to kind of convey everything I learned through interviewing these amazing speakers and help people set up their speaking business for success. Because again, I've been there myself, looking for graphic designers, looking for video editors, trying to learn to do it myself. And yeah, just the camera presentation design, I regret so much I didn't like do it more professionally before. If this sounds like kind of upgrade you've been looking for, next step is like book a call with us, review this if it's a fit. If it is, we sign a contract, and hey, 21st January we are kicking off. Still unsure, book a call. Best case, you walk away with a clear roadmap. Worst case, we have a fun coffee and we chat together. And then, yeah, by the way, if you want to be on the podcast and feel you have some tips to share for speakers, also let me know. So let's do some Q&A. Let's do some Q&A here. Any questions? I'm super ready to answer. Thanks so much for taking the time, coming here, tuning in. It's so fun to work with speakers. Speakers are amazing. We are very generous. We always help each other. And I'm constantly doing courses. When I say I do courses, I attend courses where I learn new things. And the moment I learn new things, I'm already implementing it here. So if you really want to make the best out of 2026, this 8 weeks is like a fun journey. I really want to emphasize fun. We're really, really close group. After this 8 weeks, we usually help speakers with their LinkedIn and outreach and content production. We also have a mastermind group, so you meet other speakers who've been doing this journey before you. We meet every Tuesday, and it's a very good to build network. We recommend each other to different stages, gigs. For example, we had a speaker in Norway that speaks at museums. Another speaker had a friend who was a museum director in Sweden. She introduced them. So it's a very nice community. What the biggest challenges you face as a speaker? It would be, I would say, consistency because usually this is what most speakers struggle with. It's like, how is 2026 going to be? How many gigs will I get? But by following what I've showed you here, I already have around 20,700 euros booked for next year. My goal is always to have 10 to 14 good gigs. So the other challenge I faced was, and this is completely transparent, I regret I didn't take more investment in myself. I just started 2 years ago to kind of go to courses with my agency and learn about this. Can you tell us what all the extensions used were, please, and go back to the first where you're going through all different speaker strategies? You can watch it in the repeat, and we will send a link with all the tools we're going to use, so then you can really dive into that. We will send an email with a real nice breakdown later today, after me and Jordy have been taking after we've been taking an alcohol-free beer. We put a lot of effort to organize this event. And about to book a call, I think Jordy shared a link, and hey, look, book a call. We have a coffee. Worst case, I can give you some inputs on your journey and you walk away with some knowledge and a fun coffee. Best case, we end up working together. Hey, Karin, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really looking forward to our call on Thursday. Your speaker reel and presentation is going to take shape soon, so that's really awesome. Yeah. All right. Any last questions before we tune out? This was really, really fun and exciting. Yeah. And hey, I'm usually in Barcelona, so if any of you are ever in Barcelona and you just want to grab a coffee or a dinner here, let me know. Like working with speakers is the most fun I know, and it's just you always learn a new thing. You always learn a new thing. And Thomas, we're meeting on Thursday. It's tomorrow. Yeah, we're meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Just like you taught me last time how to gather leads at the end of the. I was like, wow, why am I not doing this? So yeah, Stan, I'm really looking forward to see you tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. See you then. All right. Any last question before we tune out? I'll stay here 4 or 5 minutes. Hey, it's no bad question, and if you really want to just get a coffee and get to know me a bit better and my team, amazing. And big thank you to Jordi. Jordi sitting here. A lot of you talked to him before this. He made this happen. He's my co-founder, also a speaker, and really good with marketing. So big thanks to Jordi too. He's sitting right here smiling. So that's good.
I'm not fake, by the way.
Not a robot. Jordi is as real as you get. Okay. Yeah, Jordi, we should start on that email to just like list all the resources, and yeah, this will be fun. Whew. I'm always nervous about these events, but it's so much fun. Nice. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, I think if it's no more questions, then we are tuning out. Yay. Okay, Jordi, can I do that? Okay, thank you everyone. This was amazing. You set aside 1 hour of your time. I'm really grateful for that. I hope this gave you value and a clear overview. And yeah, I'll see a lot of you. I see a lot of people have booked a meeting now. This is really cool. So wow, the calendar is now full. Wow, thank you guys for the trust. Really appreciate that. Amazing. Nice. Okay. Cool. Okay, everybody, happy Wednesday, and I see you then. Perfect. All right. Cheers. Wait, last question here. See you tomorrow.